Welcome everyone. The question that is shown on the screen, it is said that when the forward bias voltage of a semiconductor diode is changed from 8 volt to 1 volt, sorry 0.8 volt to 1 volt, then the forward current changes by 2 milliampere. So the change in voltage and the change in current is given. Forward bias resistance of the diode will be, okay, four options are given: 200 ohm, 175 ohm, 100 ohm and 125 ohm. So if I say this is a diode, so obviously this is the P side and this is the N side. If I connect the P side to the positive terminal of the battery and the N side to the negative terminal of the battery, then the diode is forward biased. And if I able to change the supply voltage, then what will happen? The current flow in the diode is continuously changing, and that takes an exponential growth. If I plot the I along the y-axis, if I plot the V along the x-axis, then with the increase in voltage, the current basically takes a growth. Okay. Now, if I for a particular change in voltage, if I want to observe, then obviously I will take a slope, and this gives us del V, and this gives us del I. And if I just take the ratio of this, then we get the conductance, not resistance. But one thing I want to point out here, the slope is changes from point to point. Just like if I calculate the slope here, if I calculate the slope here and if I calculate the slope here, so you can see the conductance is increasing, then the resistance is decreasing. That's why we are not saying it is only a diode forward resistance. We will say it is a dynamic resistance which is continuously changing from voltage interval to voltage interval. Okay, that is 0.8 volt to 1 volt is not same as 1.8 to 2 volt. Okay, that is the additional information that I want to say you. So the resistance we are going to determine, that is a dynamic resistance which is changing. Okay, so R D, if I denote it, which is basically ratio of the del V divided by the del I, which is reciprocal of this I versus reciprocal of the slope of the I versus V curve. So del V is equal to V2 minus of V1 divided by I2 minus of I1. So the change in voltage is from 0.8 volt to 1 volt. It is 1 minus 0.8, and the change in current is 2 milliampere. So this becomes 0.2 milliampere. If I write it down the units, it is voltage, it is milliampere. So it is in voltage 2 milliampere. So 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 ampere. So this thing will comes in ohm. Volt by ampere is in ohm. So this will become 0.2 multiplied by 10 to the power 3 divided by 2. So this will become 0.1 multiplied by 10 to the power 3 ohm. So this will become 10 to the power 2 ohm. So this will become 100 ohm. So this is the resistance of the diode which is continuously changing. Okay. Obviously, if I want to add some information, that is the current is increasing exponentially here according to this formula. Okay, it takes the exponential rise, EV divided by eta kt. It takes the exponential rise. So conductance is also takes the exponential rise, and the resistance of the diode is decreases exponentially, because if I take the bar diagram of the diode, you know that the PN junction which is formed here, this junction on the both side the depletion region, which is basically the cause of this resistance. If you connect the P side to the positive terminal and the N side to the negative terminal, what will happen? the width of the depletion region decreases. If I increase the forward voltage, that is, if I say this is positive positive and this is negative negative, then the same PN junction, if you will see, then on the both sides of the junction, the depletion layer will be decreases, and that's why resistance of the diode decreases exponentially if you increase the forward voltage. That's why I have said dynamic resistance. Otherwise it is simple sum, the change in voltage there will be a change in current, and that is 100 ohm. So option C is the correct answer. Thank you all of you.